Watch. I'm Matt.
I'm Pat. Welcome back, guys.
I'm Abe.
I'm Brett.
Kyle.
We got Kyle, special guest. Our third time having a special guest, and welcome Kyle to the show.
Thanks,
You
Kyle.
could
Thank
be in this chair.
Thank you.
You
Let
could
us
be
know
here.
if you want to be on the show. It's the third time,
You
man.
got to qualify though. Not just everybody can make it.
It's cozy. It is cozy.
So Kyle, tell us about yourself.
So, I actually run the local ADT alarm dealership over in San Ramon. Little shameless plug. We're located off of San Ramon Valley Boulevard.
Sponsored our show today.
Yes. And I actually got turned on to the show about 3 months ago. I did some safety tips about how to protect your home and some different things you could do to deter burglaries and thefts. And these gentlemen were kind enough to read my tips on one of their casts here, and I thought that was very cool, and I appreciate being invited to be a guest star cameo here on the show.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, thank you. We welcome you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, we got what do we got today, Pat? Took some notes, man.
Yeah.
Well, I did take notes.
Very efficient.
You know, I'll bounce around a few things here. I'd like to let everybody know if you have a child between 6 and 14 who's interested in a new sport. San Ramon Raptor Lacrosse is having their summer camp. It is, let's see, July 30th through August 2nd, and it's from 9 to 1 p.m., 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. They group the kids by age and skill, so you can be a total beginner if you're interested in lacrosse. Lacrosse is for boys and girls. They're two different sports. Collectively, they have a stick. That's about the only thing they have in common. There's fun activities. There's prizes. On the last day of camp, they get lunch.
Ooh,
Pretty
wow.
good.
What do they get?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm not really planning the menu.
All right.
But hey, it's great. I'm really involved in Raptor lacrosse in general. So if you do have a question about lacrosse for your son or daughter, you can get a hold of Matt. You can get a hold of me. That's Patrick Hansen on the Nextdoor app. Or you can go to the website, Raptor Lax. It's www.raptorlax, raptorlax.org. raptorlax.org. And we will also post some flyers on Nextdoor so you can get more information.
Will
We'd
you
love
be
to
at
have
the
new
camp?
kids.
Are you at the camp?
I may be at the camp.
Cool.
Can't be there full time, but the sport is one of the fastest growing sports in the country, and it's a great sport to get your kid involved in.
Is it pretty welcoming for intermediate and beginning?
Oh yeah, we have kids all ages every year. Great question, by the way. All ages every year.
How old? I know it's pretty
new to
younger
the
now, right?
sport.
6 to 14.
6? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we start
All right.
with age groups 6U all the way up to 14U.
So if you're
So you
15,
could
there's
be
not
fine.
there's no program for kids that are older.
Unfortunately, no. They're just you have to maybe try to get into it at age 15.
They're
With,
just
high
going
school.
pro.
Yeah, high school time.
Just go straight from taking my town to South Beach.
So yeah, we'll keep posting that, and we'd love to see new kids out there.
Awesome. So we also had for people that have been perusing the Nextdoor app about the gentleman that almost got killed crossing the street
Crazy.
at Acosta near
That
the
was
Walmart.
crazy.
So we'll have the video posting like right about now. It's pretty intense, and I want to say this guy was the most calm reaction to almost getting killed.
Wow.
So he's either in shock, but he basically just looked and kept walking across the street. So that was insane. Please, just because there's the hand goes up that the little figure telling you can walk, doesn't mean that cars are
still
going
gotta
to
look.
obey red and green lights. So never. It's good to keep looking straight. Always
Both
looking
ways.
around surroundings because.
Right.
This guy was doing that, and thank God, because he literally had seconds to react, and he just kind of dove the other way backwards.
Crazy.
So yeah, the video is on this thing. You're seeing it right now. It's crazy. So
One thing I would probably say it's a lot of people are looking down at their phones.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead
There you
of
go.
looking at stoplights or traffic
Right.
lights. So, that's a new phenomenon over the last
Right.
5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
It was not there before. So.
Absolutely.
pretty crazy. Yeah. So it's pretty scary, man. So just know your surroundings. Just like anything we say, like Pat mentioned last week about cars breaking into. Just make sure you guys don't leave stuff in there. It sounds like common sense, but we're so distracted Kyle, great point. You know, we always have these in our hands.
Reinforce it. Just
And
reinforce the message.
yep, that's it. So awesome.
What else we got this week? on
Cars
this
coming your
story?
way out.
Make sure you're not watching this. Make sure you're not watching this while you're driving.
Yeah,
Yes.
or walking.
Get home.
Or walking.
Watch this.
We want to say for all you Warrior fans out there, they
Wow.
destroyed the
Nice.
Houston Rockets today by
I think they-
41 points.
Yeah.
I think they win the next game with that one, don't they?
Oh man,
It's
they
like
Yeah.
2 wins.
that counts as 2. But yeah, so they're
Yeah.
now 2 games away from going back to the finals for the 4th straight year.
Right.
For all you Warrior fans out there, congratulations.
Absolutely.
What else you got in this notebook?
God, this is like the Bible of next door. Well, I do want to talk about snakes.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's
snakes.
scary.
Snakes. You know, it is springtime. It's can't tell this week, but it should be getting warmer, and hopefully it will. And we've had some warm days. And, somebody posted about a very scary snake in their backyard, and you know, snakes can be startling. You never know if it's a rattler or not, but more often than not, in this area, it'll be a gopher snake or
Yeah.
what they call a garden snake, or you know, and just be careful around snakes. You know, the gopher snakes, they eat rodents and take care of business for they're part of nature. I just think it's funny, like posting about a scary snake. I saw about a 4-foot snake on the Iron Horse Trail the other day, and just poked him along. I knew he wasn't a rattlesnake, but I took a stick and poked him along.
Poked him along.
He didn't like it, but
Yeah.
so I don't know. What you got? You have any snakes over your way?
I have not seen one yet, and I'm not a big fan of the snake.
Right, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got a thing with snakes, but thankfully we haven't seen any.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, that's
but,
not good.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, you come upon them.
they're out. It's that time of
Yeah,
year. I
it's
guess.
definitely snake.
You know.
It'll be as it gets warmer, like you said.
Yeah.
Especially rocks and warm air. They have to get warm and stuff like
Right.
that. So under rocks and around logs, and yeah, it's probably
At least they're natural mousetraps.
yeah,
Exactly.
They are. They're good.
Yeah, and if you're afraid of these things, don't go be, you know, exploring these rocks.
Don't go
Yeah.
poking around at it. You know.
Yeah.
Why'd you get bit by the rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Were you poking it?
And a rattle will typically warn you. That's a nice thing about a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anything nice thing.
Yeah.
And they want to avoid people too, so they'll try to slither away quickly. But speaking of reptiles, somebody also has a lizard problem.
Uh-oh.
They found a lizard in the corner of their garage,
What do you do?
which amounts to a lizard problem. I don't know,
That's,
you could
they also eat
eat
everything
bugs.
you don't want around. They
Right.
eat for that.
Yeah, and they're not going to
Cockroaches,
bother.
crickets.
Lizards don't tend to bother people.
No, they'll
Yeah.
go away. If you do want lizard abatement, you can call us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Text us.
We
We
do it.
for
We'll take
a
it
good
away.
rate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We
It's a
start
great
at
deal.
$300, and then we go up from there depending on the
per lizard.
per
Yeah.
lizard.
So,
If we get enough, we're gonna make a belt.
Yeah. Yes, and this leads me then to another topic that is fun for Pat is power outages.
Well, so I think it's fun for us all, not when the power goes out, but you know, we're very fortunate here where our power might flicker off and on,
Yeah, for a couple minutes.
and I just get a kick out of people that decide to post to the whole neighborhood asking if their power went out for 2 minutes. I mean, by the time you posted,
It's already
The
back.
power's back
Yeah,
on.
that's what's funny about the comments. Like, yes, it was out for exactly 1 minute.
yeah,
1 minute, and I was like, did you guys lose power too? And actually, 35 posts.
and I can see,
Respond.
yeah, that's crazy, people.
To yes, 1 second.
Did you guys power up?
No, this was
text you next
3
time.
days ago.
Mine did. I found some quality family time in it.
In that 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a minute, but
And then
yeah.
the TV came
I
on.
got to hug my kid and kiss my wife. And
They're like, where's the no Fortnite?
back on
No
on.
Fortnite.
Well, our power on our streets got out, and Matt will text me and say, "Hey, is your power out?" But
Yeah, just making sure. Yeah, but
I'm not
I
gonna
don't post it to the world.
Yeah,
I
it's
just-
like my earthquake thing last week. And anything under a 4.5, don't
Yeah.
post, please.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
You don't want to get on Pat's bad side.
I love you all. I love the neighborhood. I'm here for you.
So then that leads us to. So Kyle, you're here.
Yes, thank you.
Tell us
Kyle.
some safety tips. You know, people are going to go away for vacation soon
Yeah.
for summer. So what can they do to protect themselves?
Well, the first thing I want to mention is, I mean, I've lived in San Ramon for 20 years. Our office has been in San Ramon for almost 20 years, and I get one common statement from people that are backpedaling on getting alarms, and that is, I live in a nice area. Well, I will tell everybody out there that nice areas is exactly where burglars are targeting. Crime has no zip code. If you were a burglar, where would you rather break into a home, in East Oakland or in San Ramon? There's generally a better overall loot, in nicer areas, and there's less concern or worry about burglaries. So a couple things I would tell you is, one thing is, if anyone ever knocks on your door, always acknowledge your home. I'm not saying to open up the door and invite them in for cookies. I'm just saying that if someone knocks on your door, look through your peephole, or if you have a window, just say, hey, you know what, my husband and I, we're not available, or my wife and I, we're not interested. Most burglars will knock on your door to see if you're home before they try to break in. So it's always important to indicate that you're not alone and that you are home. And most often they'll just walk away. A lot of times they have an excuse also. So if you do open the door, they'll be like, "Hey, are you selling that El Camino outside? Or have you seen my missing dog Sparky?" Usually that's just a ruse, but they're just trying to see if you're home. The other thing that I would recommend is keep your blinds or curtains shut when you're not home, or even if you are home. People could easily walk by and look inside and get a basic layout of your home, and also be able to see what some of your belongings are. The weird thing is I go to a lot of burglaries. I've gone to over 300 burglaries, and most often the big screen TVs, they're still there after the burglary. Really what they're looking for, and I'll say this is the top 5 items, is they're looking for cash, they're looking for gold and jewelry, they're looking for personal identification information like credit cards, passports, and things like that. So I'd recommend you lock those up or put them in a safety deposit box when they're not using them. They're looking for firearms. And ladies, hold on for this one. They're looking for purses and handbags. I went to a burglary in Blackhawk about 2 weeks ago, and they stole over $30,000 in Chanel, Prada, and Louis Vuitton handbags. So I always keep my handbags well hidden in my house so that they can't
Leave
get
your
to
TV out
them.
in the front yard.
So Kyle, is it they're not taking the big items because it just causes too much of a
They want to grab and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Grab it
they'd rather
Makes
stick.
sense.
They'd rather stick a Rolex in their pocket and walk casually out of the house and get out of there than walk out with a 70-inch flat screen TV. Plus, the secondary market on electronics now is next to nothing. I mean, you could go buy a 60-inch TV at Best Buy now for $300.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah,
worth
so
lugging
worth-
out and trying to sell on the
That's
street.
good to hear.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things that they're looking for. So it's always a good idea to have an alarm system in the house. It's a deterrent for one. It's an alert. So if they do try to break in, the siren will usually get them out, scare them out, and then you got the response with police and things like that. So it's a good way to protect the home. But one of the most important things to do is make sure that you acknowledge that you're home. Make sure that you don't make it too easy for them to see in, and also be careful when you have workers coming in. A lot of burglaries are appliance repair people and burglars. So if you have an appliance repair person, don't let them have the run of the house. If they use the restroom, kind of supervise, not in the restroom, but just make sure that they go straight to the restroom and they're
I have
not
to watch
looking in
it.
any of the bedrooms or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Also, if you're selling your house and you're going to be, my wife is in real estate, his wife's in real estate, and just something they talk about. And I remember when we moved, they said if you're going to have an open house or people in and out, get all your valuables out, because they'll even go up in the medicine cabinets and try to look for, your
Yeah, good point.
Vicodin or whatever you might have.
Supplements.
But they'll go through drawers. They might bring 2 people in, try to distract a real estate agent if the real estate agent's there, and it's theft and robbery. It's not a break-in per se, but it's still just something to think about. So we want to keep you guys safe.
Good, very good points.
And hey, on the
Good
alarm
stuff.
thing, I did read that because we have an alarm, but is there any idea of how many people that actually have alarms that do not set them?
Well, that's the great thing about newer technology is nowadays we have a system that's proprietary that's called Pulse, and it allows people to arm the system with the phone, disarm the system with the phone, and also gives you alerts when it gets armed or disarmed. So let's say, for instance, your kid calls you and says, "Hey, Pops, I'm going down to the park." And you're like, "Did you already leave the house?" And he did. you can look at your phone and see that he forgot to arm it. You have your choice of calling him out on it right then and there,
Exactly, yeah.
or you could just go boop and arm it right there on your phone. So with that type of accessibility, we all know kids will look for any reason in the world to get on their phones. So they might even arm it if it doesn't even need to be. But if you're on your way to Tahoe and you're like, hey, honey, did you remember to arm it? She's like, I don't. And then she's like, did you remember to arm it? I don't. You can look on your phone, see that you forgot, press one button, and it's done.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we have that.
that
It's
helps
great.
a lot.
Because I always do that when you're driving places. You're like, did I close the garage? You know, like you always have the. Did I shut off
Yeah.
the oven?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I will tell you though, I do go to a lot of houses that have active security systems that have even been monitored, and they forget to arm them.
Yeah.
So a lot of these burglars will call your bluff. Don't think a sign and a decal's enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Because some of those times they'll try to get in anyways, and if you don't arm it, it doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
You know?
So we have ADT as well.
Oh, that's good to hear.
And what I noticed is we also have the carbon dioxide in the fire,
Mhm.
but like the shower steam sets it
Shower
off
steam sets off the fire alarm.
all the time, and we
Sets
get
mine
calls.
off
So
all the time.
that's something.
But
like,
I don't have that hooked to the thing.
Yeah, mine does. So I get called from the the fire department a lot.
All right, so there's a good and a bad there. The good
Run
thing
the
is
fan.
it works.
We close the door right away. Now. We have to.
The bad thing is we might have to relocate the smoke detector. It's funny, I had one guy, he ordered 2 smoke detectors, and I asked him why, and he just said because he wanted to know when dinner was ready. So, but anyways, what you might want to do is relocate that smoke
Yeah.
detector, or we could even relocate that smoke detector to a different part of the home. And if it's an older one, that might be why, because the old ones have ring of fire. Which is basically mirrors that go around. If anything gets in between those mirrors, spider webs, steam, anything
That
like
would do
that,
it too?
it'll trick it. Whereas now they're photoelectric, and with the photoelectric ones, the newer technology reduces
Oh,
that.
this was like 3
that
months ago, so ours is. New.
But I mean, how old is the system? How old is
we
the,
just got it installed.
Okay, then it's the location.
Okay.
It needs to be relocated. So.
And then no more cold showers only.
Yeah, cold showers only.
We're losing our flame.
We're losing our flame.
That must mean we're at the end of the show.
He's got it timed perfectly. No,
Yeah.
but thanks,
Yeah,
Kyle.
yeah.
We'll get another text from Doug about the dying
Hey,
flames. Cheers, Doug.
That really helps, Kyle, because people are going on vacation soon for the summer, and
Yeah.
these are some great
Yeah,
tips.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Stay
Well,
safe.
as they like breaking in while it's daytime, and the days are long during the
Yeah.
summertime.
Yeah.
So most of the time they won't break in at night. So.
Yes, if you guys have questions for Kyle, you can find him on Nextdoor app, and
Yeah.
Kyle Madison.
there you go.
I've been on Nextdoor for I think 6
The
years. I was one of the
scary
first,
Halloween guy.
one of the first 15. Yeah, I have the creepy Halloween house on Sedgefield
Oh,
in
that's
Butte.
yours?
That's
Yeah.
my
I
house.
love that
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
And all those guys are burglars that were caught. So that's their community service. Is
No, that's
standing,
cool. I like
standing out in the yard,
that.
That's
scooping
great,
people.
man. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's a good plug for Halloween time. So.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I always post for Halloween.
Yes,
Good.
that's awesome. You have anything, Abe? Quiet Abe today?
No, just had a good week. We talked about the Wind Festival coming up last week, right?
Is that this
School.
coming weekend?
Yeah, the
Yes.
28th.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yep. And we got wind too.
Yeah, we got more.
Yeah. It's windy.
And yeah, school's almost out.
2
again.
weeks left of school,
Yeah,
which is crazy, man.
Nuts.
Wow.
So, all right, man. Well, thanks everyone for another edition. We are approaching 50 episodes,
Wow.
which is amazing. Thanks everyone. Brett, anything last words?
Nope, all good here.
Kyle, anything?
I have one last thing
Yes,
to say.
sure.
I hope I haven't talked too much,
No.
but I think I speak for all the neighbors and myself when I tell you how much it's appreciated that you guys take your time and do this for the neighbors. Just the community and taking time to look at these things and being concerned with the community and having these shows and being kind enough to let me be on the show and talk a little bit about my products and services. It's very neighborly and it's very kind and
Yeah, it's great.
it's appreciated.
We like to have
It
fun,
really
but we
is.
like to
So-
we like to address the
Awesome.
serious stuff and
Yeah.
Make
also
sure you
keep it light
comment.
and talk
Make
about
sure you
snakes.
comment on these guys.
Yeah, and if
I
you
mean,
guys are
they're
interested,
great.
just let us know, because like I said, it's fun having a fifth voice on the show every now and then, just to get some things. So if you'd like to join, just
We
say,
might be out on location too. So
Yeah,
we'll let you
and
know.
we are gonna golf soon. We keep saying this.
Yeah,
we
we
will
gotta
golf
do
in the
that.
summer for sure.
All right.
So thank you guys.